It's almost the end of May and spring is in full swing. There's so much new growth in my houseplants that I thought we would do an end of the month walkthrough and I can show you what's going on. Lots of exciting things to show you, so let's go have a look around. So first we have my Tradescantia Nanook, and this one's had quite the growth spurt. This was actually fairly small when I got it, and yeah, it's just gone absolutely nuts. It's also got some really pretty flowers at the moment. They're kind of white and pink. I thought they were quite nice, but I did recently repot this one because it outgrew its pot, and yeah, I had it in a ceramic pot before and it was quite difficult to get it out, so I probably won't be using ceramic pots again. It's much easier when you have the plastic pot inside, so you can wiggle it out, so to speak. And then over here, this is my Dracaena Moonshine, and yeah, this one's doing really well. It's probably one of my easiest plants, one of my favourite plants. I really do love it. It's never had pests, it's never been any bother. It just, yeah, always looks nice and is really low maintenance. Probably my favourite snake plant. And then over here, this is the Philodendron Pink Princess, and it isn't really sizing up or anything. As you can see, the leaves are still pretty small. But it's just doing its thing and I'm accepting it as it is. That's my tactic for this one. It is what it is. And then this over here is actually a Syngonium mojito propagation, and these cuttings are actually rooted and I've planted them up in soil, so it's looking pretty good. I'm just waiting now really to see it start to put out new growth, and so yeah, just keeping an eye on that soil, seeing when some new growth pops out. Hopefully soon we'll see some, but yeah, it's successfully rooted, so that's really good news, and now it's just a case of being patient and waiting for it to start putting out some new growth. And this is the mother plant that I took those cuttings from. The new leaves on this one actually came out. These are the first new leaves. You can see it's kind of mangled and very small, and to me that said thrips. It was rolled up still and I could see that it was mangled, and yeah, so I unrolled both of these ones that I'm showing you now to have a look, and sure enough there were some juvenile thrips in there. So yeah, I just obviously gave the plant a treatment, and I've been keeping an eye on any new leaves that are coming in. I don't know how they get in there, but every time a new leaf comes out I should check it, because no doubt there'll probably be more in there. But yeah, there's a little bit of new growth coming out of the soil there too. It is what it is though. I mean, ideally the thrips wouldn't be in there, and I have no idea how they get inside the rolled up leaves, but they do. The rest of the plant, the regular leaves, you can see don't have any thrip damage. I've been treating this one a lot, cleaning it a lot. For some reason they've just got to the new leaves before they've unfurled. Not a great deal I can do about that until the leaf itself comes out, so yeah. And then this is my Ficus benjamina Twilight, my variegated weeping fig, and this one's growing really well at the moment. It's putting out so much new growth. Look at all these lovely new leaves it's putting out. This is a really easy care plant, and yeah, very forgiving. It's not as much of a drama queen as some people say it is. And then next to it I've got, this is actually two variegated umbrella plants. I finally potted them up together. I had a small one and a slightly bigger one. I've put them in the same pot and I think they look quite nice together. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for it to start growing really. It hasn't really started growing again since I repotted it, but that's to be expected. Sometimes they have a little break whilst they adjust to their new pot, but I'm really pleased with the outcome. I think it looks nice. And then over here we've kind of got a bit of a philodendron corner going on. My prized philodendrons. Let's start with Prince of Orange. This one's doing okay. Some of the new leaves look a little bit crispy. I think maybe I didn't water it soon enough. Yeah, it happens. So plant's okay though. It's a very hardy plant, this one, and even though the new leaves are a little bit crispy, it's still doing okay. And yeah, I'm sure it will recover if I water it more. And then this is my Philodendron White Princess. This one turned out to have thrips when I brought it home, and you can see the damage on some of the leaves. But it is putting out this new leaf here, which is cool. And this is the last leaf that it put out in my care. And this one's absolutely perfect. So this is what I'm aiming for with the other leaves. But yeah, some of the damage on the other leaves was already done. But I've been really vigilant with cleaning off the thrips on this one, so I think they're gone, fingers crossed, but it's looking lovely. And then another of my favourite philodendrons of all time, the Philodendron Painted Lady. It's just put out this new leaf here. You can see it hasn't hardened off yet. It's beautiful. The leaf down here, you can kind of see there's a leaf that's stuck, and it's been stuck for quite some time. It's almost out though, and I think it's got a bit of damage from being stuck. I might help it out, but it seems a shame to help it now that I've left it so long, but it will come out eventually. But look at those beautiful glossy leaves, aren't they gorgeous? Yeah, I've been cleaning this one a lot too. I try to clean my plants regularly to prevent pests, because you never know, especially in summer. The thrips are loving it. And then we've got Philodendron Jose Bruno, another of my all-time favourite philodendrons. I absolutely love this one. It's so fun. This is the newest leaf. Look how gorgeous that is. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the variegation on this one. You never know what you're going to get, and I really love that about this plant. It surprises me with every leaf, and it's coming out with a new leaf already. It's a very fast grower, actually, I have to say. No sooner has it put out a leaf, and it's working on another one before the new one is even hardened off yet. Look at this one. It's almost like a galaxy in that leaf. Such a beautiful plant, and very easy to care for too. Definitely get one of these if you can. I think they're brilliant. I mean, just look at those leaves. Each one is just completely unique and beautiful. I love it. I honestly can't stop looking at this one. And the fact that it's growing really fast too is really good for me, because I love fast growing plants. I find them very satisfying to grow. And then this is my Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. This one is doing great. It started to grow leaves again because I did give it the chop, and yeah, it's putting out lots of lovely new growth, as you can see. It seems to be doing great. I really do love this plant. It's one of my favourites. I'm not sure if it's getting enough light. I might consider moving a grow light a bit closer to it, but it seems to be happy, so I think it's okay. But I have to try and make sure this one survives, because my other one didn't. And then over here I've got my string of pearls. I love this plant. I'm going to just pick it up and take it off here to show you properly. And yeah, I have it in this macrame hanging basket thing. I really like these, and I think this one has grown quite a lot, actually. If I was to compare it to before, I'm not doing comparisons in this video, but it's definitely grown quite a bit since the last time I showed you it, because it was a fairly small one. So next on this shelf here, what shall we start with? This one here is the Philodendron atabapoense. and it's just put out this lovely new leaf. It hasn't hardened off yet or finished properly coming out, but luckily it's there enough for me to show you, and it's absolutely beautiful. Perfection. I love the length of the leaves on this plant. It really is beautiful. I mean, just look at those long, beautiful leaves. I'm really enjoying having this Philodendron in my collection. I think it's a really pretty one. And then here I have a Dischidia Oiantha variegata, and I'm going to be repotting this soon because it's still in the pot that it came in from the garden centre, and yes, it's looking a bit bedraggled in here, but I'm just letting it adjust a little bit before I do that repot. I don't think it's done a huge amount of growing, but then I haven't had it for very long, so I wouldn't really expect it to have done much growing at this stage, but I do really love it. And then coming in here, back here I have my Syngonium albo, and it normally has a grow light on it, so it's not kind of back there without any light, don't worry. I'll just get it out to show you, but it's growing really lusciously at the moment, getting some lovely new leaves from there. And the interesting thing about this one is you do get lots of different types of variegation on the leaves, as you can see. Some are more variegated than others, and you also get kind of more green leaves as well. So you get these ones which have just got absolutely stunning white variegation, almost like a painting on them. How beautiful are they? I think they're beautiful. And then also you get these kind of plain green leaves as well, which I think are equally as beautiful. I really like that combination, and I do believe that it's normal for this plant to put out variegated leaves and green leaves. I've heard that it's just what it does, and yeah, I'm fine with that. I expected that, and definitely when the plant gets bigger, I plan on taking some cuttings of the plain green ones and just planting those into a new pot to make a plain green Syngonium, because I think the green is just as beautiful too. So I would definitely be doing that in future. So I really don't mind that there are some plain green leaves. I like that. You can see there's a new leaf coming in. Nothing beats that new leaf feeling, does it? It's great. But yeah, I just think it's another really interesting plant really to grow. I'm finding this one to be a really fun one. And then over here, this is on my lower shelf, and I have a grow light here because obviously it gets dark. But this is my purple passion plant. Wow, isn't it looking healthy? It really does love it under there. I do have a care video coming soon on purple passion plants, so if you're interested, do stay tuned for that. But yeah, this one's just doing really well. It loves the grow light, it really does. I definitely get better growth from it under the grow light compared to the natural light that I was giving it previously. And then what else do we have here? We have this Raphidophora tetrasperma. This is one that I propagated, and we can see a little baby new leaf there, which obviously tells us that it's rooted, and you can see roots coming out the top too. So it's definitely rooted nicely, and I'm quite happy with how this is propagated. I've just been monitoring it really now to supervise its new growth, and yeah, there's another growth point there. It's got lots of growth points just springing out all over the place. But yeah, I'm glad that I've managed to propagate this plant. I really am, because it did have rot, and that's why I had to chop it up. So yeah, it's nice when you save a plant. And then the next little goodie in here is this one. This is the Hoya Bella, and this was also from cuttings. And the really cool thing about this one is it started branching out just spontaneously without me chopping it, and it's really cool to see that. I didn't expect that. I wasn't sure if it would just grow in one vine. You can see there, look at that new little branch coming out. Isn't it cute? But yeah, I didn't know how it grew. I didn't know what its growth pattern was. So to see that it's just branching out on its own without me having to chop and prop it is really cool. And then over here, one of my pride and joys at the moment, my Monstera Adansonii mint, and it's given us this wonderful new leaf for me to show you. Every new leaf, I swear, that it puts out is giving me nicer variegation. Look at that, isn't that stunning? It's got beautiful minty variegation. Another one coming through there. I absolutely love it. There are 2 cuttings in this pot. This leaf in particular really is something. Every new leaf it's putting out has got some sort of difference, which, if you know me by now, you'll know that I love it when plants do that, when they're unpredictable. Look at that new leaf there. Oh, it's exciting. Tempted to unroll it and see what it looks like. Shouldn't really do that though, so yeah, better not prod it anymore. But it's just looking so beautiful, so luscious, so healthy, and yeah, I just can't stop looking at it. It does seem to be enjoying that grow light that I've got it under too. The one I've got there, it's not too strong, but just strong enough, I think, for a lot of the plants. But yeah, this is really getting into its swing now, and I'm really, really enjoying watching it grow. And then this is another of my newest plants, the Hoya Flamingo Dreams. That's one of the names it has. I know some of you mentioned it has other names, which is fair enough, but I'm just going to call it what it was called when I bought it. And yeah, I'm just in love with this plant. I didn't think I could love a Hoya this much, but I do, yeah. And one of you let me know in the comments that the pink eventually fades out to white, so thank you for letting me know. I love that about plants. Again, colour changing leaves is brilliant for me, but it just starts out so vibrant though. Look at that vibrant pink one there, and I just love that when plants change colour, as I say. So I'm just really enjoying having this one in my collection. I think it's really beautiful with all the different colours. It's one of my favourite things when leaves change colour, for sure. Absolutely love this one. I'm definitely addicted. And then next we're going to be moving on kind of up. Let's follow this string of hearts because we're down here where it ends. It kind of comes right down to the floor and all the way up here. And I don't have to tell you, of course, this is growing really well at the moment. You can see for yourself it's growing fairly fast, and yeah, I have to say I was quite surprised by this one because it has grown a lot faster than I imagined it would. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this. I mean, it's just going nuts, and yeah, I've given up trying to untangle it because I just don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I love the string of hearts. It's just a really fun plant to grow, and it's also far easier than I thought it was going to be. It keeps on sprouting out new ones from the soil too, which is fun. And then over here is my Philodendron Florida Green, and you can see by how small this new leaf here is, it was not getting enough light. If a plant puts out smaller leaves, they get smaller. That's a great sign that it's not getting enough light. So I have moved this one into this new spot where it just wasn't getting enough light. So that's fine. I'm glad it let me know. So now I shall try and do better for it and give it a bit more light. But yeah, it's just a stunning plant. It's got these beautiful glossy green leaves, and the shape is just absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. I'm starting to see a plant properly take shape now, if that makes sense. You know, when you get a small kind of cutting and it's not that well established yet, it's kind of fun to watch it grow and to watch it develop over time. And I'm envisaging this one being wild one day, really wild and overgrown. I hope I can get to there, but that's what I would like. But you know, sometimes it happens in a different way to what we are imagining. And I'm going to just leave that off to the side so I can get into the rest of the plants here. This is Peperomia Hope, and this one's been growing loads too. I've got loads of little baby leaves popping out all over the place. Look at them. They come out really cute and small like that, and then they kind of expand. So it's always fun to see how different plants grow leaves, because all plants have different growth habits, and that's one of the things I enjoy about plants actually, is getting to know their different growth habits. And yeah, it's kind of fun to see these tiny little leaves poking out when they come through first. Really loving this plant right now, I have to say. And then over here we've got a Tradescantia Violet Hill, and I had to repot this one again recently too. This was just in a tiny pot, a tiny top pot when I bought it, and it's just, as Tradescantias do, it's growing prolifically and really lusciously, and it's just loving life. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Can't really ask for more than that, can you? It's been pretty easy care too. I just make sure to keep it moist. At the moment, it sits on a shelf, but I suppose eventually it might get a hanging basket. But right now, it's having its moment, looking all nice and beautiful. Then over here is my Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. This was another fairly recent purchase, well, very recent actually, but it's actually surprised me. It started putting out leaves already, and lots of leaves coming out. And I was almost expecting it to take a bit longer to get going, because I did actually repot it fairly recently. I put it into a nice well-draining mix because it was in just pure coco coir. But look at that new leaf, isn't it beautiful? They kind of come out in a weird crinkly shape, which I really enjoy. Yeah, look, 2 more new leaves there. I just wasn't expecting, really. If you look at this leaf, this is the one it had in the garden centre, and it's a bit mangled, but these are perfect. Probably because it got manhandled in the garden centre. But look how many new growth points there are. There's one there, another one there. They're just coming out all over the place, and I really wasn't expecting that. I thought it would be slower to take off, but yeah, another new growth point there, and you can even see there in the soil, look at that tiny little baby popping out. Isn't that cute? But yeah, this one's definitely surprised me. I think it's really beautiful. I'm really glad that I took the chance and got it, actually. I'm not really sure why I waited too long. I think because a lot of the time they seem a bit mangled in the garden centre, but it seems like get one home and grow it out, and then it will grow nicely by the looks of it. I think the mangled leaves are probably just a consequence of being handled roughly in the garden centres. But yeah, really glad that I got this one. I'm loving it. Really loving it. It's really beautiful. I like how random the variegation is. So what's next? Let's see what we have up here. Let's start with the Ripsalis bolivianum. Look at that. It's growing nuts, isn't it? It's got a really crazy hairstyle. We've got new tendrils. I don't know if you call them tendrils, but well, that's what I'm calling them. They're just shooting out all over the place, heading towards the window there. And yeah, it's just growing so fast. Another plant that surprised me, actually, because I've got to say I didn't expect it to be such a kind of fast grower, or I didn't expect it to get going so quick. I guess because it's a cactus, but then it is a forest cactus, isn't it? So it's a bit different to the desert cactus. But yeah, it's just growing really crazy, and I love it. It's one of my favourite plants, I have to say. If I had a list of top favourites, this one would definitely make it. I did take some propagations as well, and it's growing back from that fine. And then over here is another little star that I'm just loving. This is the Peperomia prostrata, otherwise known as the string of turtles, of course. And again, this was just 2 little tiny baby tots, and I popped them into the same pot. And this is another one that's definitely surprised me in how fast it's been growing. I was not expecting it to grow quite so fast. I haven't had it that long, and it's already just growing really fast and doing really well. And it's surprisingly easy too. It seems to be fairly easy to care for, and it didn't mind me repotting it either. It hasn't kind of lost loads of turtles or anything. It's just, yeah, it bounced back fine, and I just think it's really cool. It's kind of weird looking. I like its weird form. And then coming up here is Tradescantia pallida purple heart, another recent purchase of mine. Haven't actually had this long. I don't think I've repotted this yet. No, I haven't. But it's just growing really well. Really lovely growth, and I love how you can see a kind of a tinge of green along with the purple. It gives it almost a kind of ombre appearance, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I just think that's really pretty. And this is definitely a thirsty plant and a fast grower. It could possibly actually be my favourite Tradescantia. Not sure, but quite possibly. And then over here, I have my new heartleaf philodendron. I've only had this just over a week. At the moment, this is where it is. This is a slightly lower light spot here around the corner. Not really sure where I'm going to put it permanently, but look at all the new growth it's already putting out. Like I said, I've barely had it for just over a week, and it's putting out so much new growth. It's crazy. I wasn't really expecting it to be putting out so much new growth so quickly, but yeah, it is. So I'm really happy about that, and really happy I added this one to my collection too. It's a really nice plant. I do really enjoy the heart-shaped leaves too. Really beautiful. And yeah, they're just really stunning healthy leaves, and I'm happy to watch it grow. And then coming up here to one of my shelves, I have my Begonia maculata, and yes, it is still alive. Can you believe it? I have managed to keep it alive. I can't remember how long I've had it, but it can't be too long. But I've just brought it down here so we can properly check it out, but it's looking pretty good so far. This is a new leaf here. They kind of come up all scrunched in, and then they unfurl, but it's looking pretty good, I'd say, considering I'm a Begonia novice. I don't have the best track record with Begonia, but this one is just amazing. I mean, nature really is amazing, isn't it? That it could make something like this. It's literally a work of art, and it's just crazy to me that a plant could come out with such weird markings. But yeah, it's getting a little heavy now with the cane here. You can see that it may benefit from some support, but I'm just really happy that it's looking so healthy at the moment, and the backs of the leaves are red too, which is even cooler. It's a really weird plant, I think, but in a good way. And yeah, I'm glad I got this one. Hopefully it will continue to thrive. It does seem to be pretty happy in my care so far. And then next to it up here lives my Philodendron bilietiae, and I have it up here because it looks better on a shelf like this, because I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to get it down. You can see what it looks like at sort of eye level. Not quite as good, so that's why I have it up there. But I did just want to show you that I've got some new growth coming in here, because I had to, save this one from root rot, and it did suffer a little bit. But to see all these new growth points coming out is really exciting. So yeah, I'm really happy about that, because this is one of my favourite philodendrons, and I really want to see it thrive. So the fact that I'm seeing those new growth points, really happy. And then we've got Epipremnum aureum neon here. This one's getting into its groove again now. I did take some cuttings from this one at the beginning of spring, and it's now starting to get back into its groove. As I say, it started growing again nice and quickly, and we've got lots of new leaves coming out. This vine here, you can see it's got lots of new leaves. The leaves do tend to get smaller when you have a plant trailing instead of climbing like this, but that's okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I think I'll probably leave it as it is. because it just looks so beautiful. So I very much doubt that I will want to put this one on a pole or anything, but I'll just show you the pot as well, just kind of behind there. I really love this pot. It's yeah, it's a really unique pot. And then over here I have my Syngonium white butterfly, and this is one of my oldest plants that I've had the longest, but this one continues to just keep pumping out leaves. And the really neat thing is sometimes they come out kind of like this, all kind of white, really pale. And other times they come out completely different. You can see the variation in the different types of leaves. Sometimes there's more green. If you look at this one, that one's completely different again. Instead of being all white, it's kind of stripy. And you'll notice that each leaf is completely different. It really is. And I just love that about this plant. It puts out all sorts of different leaves. Even though I've had this one for a while now, it still hasn't put out any mature leaves. It's still got the juvenile leaves. I'm okay with that. Here's an example. See these dark spots here? It's got a variegation. I love that. And it's funny because, as I say, I've had this plant for so long, and when I first bought this plant, I thought those dark kind of spots meant there was something wrong. It seems so silly now, but I thought there was a problem with the humidity or something like that. It seems mad that I would have even thought that, but I was a fair beginner, so yeah. But now I know that it's just different variegation, and yeah, I really enjoyed growing this one. You can see it's got lots of babies coming out from the soil too, and it goes all the way around too. I've just turned it around for you. The leaves just keep on coming all around. This one's a real prolific grower. It never seems to stop, and it's definitely one of my fastest growing plants. The leaves kind of come out like this, all rolled up, and then they eventually unfurl. But yeah, each one is different, each one is unique, and I find it really fun watching them grow and seeing what each new leaf is going to look like. This is a new one here, a brand new one. It's still a bit wrinkly, but yeah. And then over here is my Philodendron Brazil. I absolutely love this one, and I know I've been umming and ahhing for a while about do I put it on a pole, and you're probably thinking stop going on about it and just do it if you're going to do it. But I have now decided at least that I am going to do it, because yeah, the growth is just getting quite small and kind of leggy, and I feel like it really wants something to climb. So I have made the decision to do it. When I will do it is fairly soon, but hopefully soon you won't hear me going on about how I'm going to do it anymore, and I can show you that I've actually done it. So yeah, I will do it soon, but at least now I've made the decision. But for now it's just hanging here. It's going to be a bit of a job to get this on a pole, so it's going to be a kind of an all day type situation, or at least a couple of hours or something. I need a little bit of spare time to get it done properly, so I'm just going to do it at my leisure, at my own pace. But yeah, it's growing really fast, and this is another plant that is coming out a little bit weird. You'll see on these new leaves there's a bit of discoloration there. That was the previous leaf, and then the leaf that is currently coming out looks like it's been eaten, and the top was kind of a bit black. Now this says thrips to me. It's a telltale sign. I didn't actually find any in any of the leaves, but I've just been kind of segregating it and cleaning the leaves and just making sure to keep doing that, really, even though I can't see any thrips. It looks very thrip-like to me. What's happening? They may even be hiding down there, I don't know, but yeah, that says thrips to me. I don't care if I can't see them. Something's going on there, so I've got it kind of isolated. And then another plant that's doing some weird stuff is this Scindapsus exotica. Look at those weird marks on there. It's awfully strange. again, I have been looking for thrips. If I turn them around, look, that's what it looks like on the back. It's very weird. If anyone knows what it is, please let me know. I can't see any pests, but maybe they're ones I can't see. More on this one, if you see it on the back there, it's like that. It looks like pests to me, but if you know anything more about this than I do let me know. It is growing though, albeit slowly. I'm seeing new growth. You can see here it does take its sweet time. It kind of stays like this for quite some time, for me at least. I did take your advice. You guys told me give it less light and more water. I've been doing that because why not? Might as well have a go. But yeah, it's very slow to put out new leaves. I'm not really sure why it's got these weird markings on it either, but yeah, I've just been sure to clean it down when I water it, just in case there are some pests that I haven't seen. But yeah, if anyone else knows what that might be, do let me know because I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm just making the assumption it's probably pests, but I can't see them. And then over here, I've brought my umbrella plant over because it doesn't actually have a permanent spot at this time because it's waiting to be checked for being repotted. So I've kind of displaced it. You can see here there's roots coming out of the top of the soil, and for that reason I really need to check if it needs repotting, but I just haven't got round to it yet. So I've kind of got it there in my face trying to remind me to look, and I still haven't done it, but I will do it, and it will get its permanent spot again, or semi-permanent spot, but it's growing really well, looking nice and healthy and luscious, getting very big now. It does take up a fair amount of space, but that's okay, that's what we want. But yeah, it's already in quite a big pot, so the fact that I have to check it for repotting. And this is Aglaonema Silver Bay, and again this one was having a few issues, but it's now looking lovely and healthy. Look how glossy and stunning those leaves are looking. It's putting out loads of new growth too. Look at that new leaf there just come through, and another one under there. So I do believe this one's out of the woods. I think it was maybe just a bit of acclimation stress that caused the initial yellowing on this one, but they do look better from above. Aglaonemas like this, that's just their growth pattern, but this one in particular, I really like the silvery sheen on the leaves. And then this is my Monstera adansonii, and I was so tempted to chop this one up because it's looking a bit bare at the bottom, but it's just started putting out loads of lovely, beautiful new growth, and I can't bring myself to chop it, so I'm just going to leave it and just see what happens. Because it really is growing beautifully up here. It's just lost a few leaves on the lower half, so I've just decided to leave it for now because these new leaves that are coming out up top here are really beautiful. Maybe I'll let the vines kind of grow all the way to the top of the pole and then back down and then back up again. That's one solution, but yeah, I feel like I just want to leave it be for now. I don't want to disturb that new growth there. It seems a shame to do that, so I think I'm going to just observe and see what happens. And then this is another Cebu Blue. This is my previous plant that had root rot, and this is some cuttings that I took from it, and yeah, they're growing really well, I'm pleased to say, which is kind of cool. It's nice when you can save a plant instead of letting it go, but it's putting out lots of lovely new growth and looking very healthy, and yeah, I'm going to keep this as a hanging plant as well. And then this is my Oxalis triangularis. I think I've cracked the code with this one because it was just putting out flowers and no leaves. It does have pretty flowers, but I did want some more leaves to kind of balance it out. But I found that if I keep it moist, it does start putting out leaves like it is here. You can see the new ones in the center there. So maybe the key is to keep it moist. The flowers are really pretty. Look at those flowers, aren't they beautiful? But yeah, I am learning with this plant. I only got it kind of at the end of last year. And then this one here, this is the fishbone cactus. It is putting out loads of new growth, but they just seem to be taking a while to fill out and mature. So I don't know, maybe it's not getting enough light, or maybe this is just their growth pattern. I don't know, but yeah, I just leave it to do its thing really, and trust that it will eventually grow. But I think it's looking okay. I'm happy with how it's going. I guess I just kind of expected it to grow a bit faster, but I guess that's my fault for having expectations. So let's just leave it be and let it do its thing. And then over here I have my yucca and my bird of paradise. Let's have a look at the yucca first. This one is growing really well. It's needing a little bit more water now, of course, because we're in the warmer months. So I have been trying to keep up a bit better with it, because it barely needed watering at all in winter, but now it does need a little bit more. And you can see that it's kind of coming up to the window there. It's really growing nicely, and I'm really happy with it, really. It seems to be doing so well. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one because it was my chop and prop project. So very happy to see this one thriving. And then next to it is my bird of paradise, and I've had this one for quite some time. I think it was one of the first plants I bought. I've had it since it was just one of those tiny babies, and I think it's actually starting to size up a little bit. This is the newest leaf, and yeah, I don't know how long these take to get to their full kind of massive size, but this one's definitely grown since I got it, of course. But I'm kind of liking how it's growing. I think it might become a nightmare when it gets big, but you know, I'm in it for the long haul here. We'll just see what happens. But it seems to like this spot by the window, and yeah, it seems to be healthy and growing nicely. So you can't really ask for more than that, can you? Yeah, I think it is quite a cool plant. It's not necessarily my favorite, but. And then over here is a pot full of rubber plants, and I have two different ones in here. I have the Ficus robusta and also the Ficus elastica Belize ruby, and I decided to put them in together to make a fuller plant, and I'm actually really glad that I did. I think it looks nice. But yeah, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plants in the pot at least. There are a couple of propagations from last year, so I really like the difference in colour. I think it looks nice. And then over here we have Thermatophyllum, and yeah, this one had thrips, but I'm pleased to say if you look at this new leaf here, this is a brand new leaf, and normally thrips go for the new leaves, right? So you can see this one's not got any thrip damage on it. The previous one, this one is looking okay as well. And that's the first time that's happened because they were all coming out kind of like this one here with damage in them, obviously due to the thrips. So the fact that the new leaves are coming out nice now leads me to believe that possibly I'm on top of the thrip problem, but that doesn't mean I can stop being vigilant because they can come back so easily. But yeah, for the time being, it seems that I might be winning here, which I'm really glad about because I really love this plant. So yeah, hopefully the new leaves will continue to come out healthy and it will continue to thrive. I really do hope so. And my Epipremnum aureum marble queen has been putting out some of the most beautiful leaves with lovely variegation. I definitely want to get this back on a support pole, because I think these leaves are just being wasted hanging here. I feel like they will get bigger if I give it something to climb. Look at that one. That's my favourite leaf of this plant right now. I think that's stunning. So beautiful. Yeah, I do want to get it climbing something again because I think that will just be a better thing for this plant. Feels a bit wasted here. And then this is my Syngonium Neon Robusta. This one had thrips too, but if you look at these new leaves, again, they're coming out without any damage and without any thrips on. So that's a really good sign. As I said before, look at how healthy that looks. Now, if this still had thrips, it's likely they would go straight for this new leaf. So the fact that I'm seeing this leads me to believe this plant is possibly out of the woods. But again, as with the other one, I shall, keep checking anyway. But yeah, so this is my Alocasia stingray, and I had to show you this gorgeous new leaf that's just come out. It hasn't properly hardened off yet. I love them when they're like this. They're a bit more delicate, but they're so shiny and glossy, and yeah, love it. This one's so weird. I just really love this plant. It's a really cool Alocasia. Definitely get one if you come across one. I have actually moved it to my bathroom too, which is new. I figured it would enjoy the humidity. It also has these lovely zebra print stems as well, which is cool. And then this is my little baby anthurium, which has put out this lovely cute new leaf. My plan is to actually pot this up with my anthurium clarinervium at some point. That one's putting out a new leaf at the moment as well, so I'm just waiting for that, and then I thought I might combine them into the same pot. But yeah, loving this new leaf. It's really cute, nice and healthy. And then here I have my Dischidia flacciphylla, and it's putting out the weirdest flowers I've ever seen. They almost look like, I don't know, something from the sea. They're very strange, but I kind of like them. I'm assuming they're flowers anyway. And then you can see it's also got some lovely new growth too. You can see the new little baby leaves there. It's putting out so much new growth. It really does seem to be growing well in its spots. So I've decided to leave it here, but they kind of start off small and then they expand, which is really fun. Look at those little leaves there. It does have a cool kind of growth habit, this one. I do find it quite interesting to watch. It is an interesting plant, definitely a bit different to the other plants I have. It's very strange. It's kind of got curled up leaves, and as I say, the flowers are a bit weird too. And then up here is my Alocasia zebrina, and as you can see, it's kind of creeping up to the window now. I put it in here again so it could get some humidity, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.